Hello everyone, welcome to today's class on computer science for class 12. I'm Yashita and in this video we will dive into chapter 2, Python revision 2 part 2 based on Sumita Arora's textbook. So we'll cover the following topics: strings, lists, tuples, dictionaries and sorting techniques. So let's get started. So first we'll see strings in Python. A string is a sequence of characters enclosed in single, double or triple quotes. So for example, if we say S1 equals to Python. So here Python is written inside double quotes. So this is how we write strings. And strings can contain letters, digits, symbols and spaces. So for example, let's say S2 equals to 10. So here 10 is not an integer, but it is a string. Why? Because it is written inside quotes, either single quote, double quote or triple quote. Okay. Next, strings are immutable. Once created, they cannot be changed. We can access characters in a string but cannot change or delete them. Okay, so strings are immutable. We cannot change them. For example, if I have a string, let's say S is equals to hello. Now, if I want to change it to, let's say, hello in this way, I want H to be capital. So, I cannot say S0 equals to H. This will throw me an error. Okay, because strings are immutable. Next, strings are a contiguous sequence of characters indexed from 0 left to right and minus with right to left. So what this means is, so here it is a contiguous sequence of characters. So either we'll index it like this 0, like for example here it will be 0, y is at 1th position, 2, 3, 4 and 5, or else we'll index it like this. So this will be minus 1 position, next will be minus 2 position and so on. Okay, so that is how strings are indexed. So next is item assignment not supported. So in Python, once a string is created, its characters cannot be changed. Okay, this means we cannot assign a new character to a particular index. I'll just show you with the help of an example on PyCharm. Okay, let's just create a new file, Python file. We'll call it strings item assignment. Okay. So let's say I have a string which is Python. Now if I want to change the first letter which is at 0th position to, let's say, J. So I'll just right click it and run it. Run string items. See. So I get this error which says that type error string object does not support item assignment. Okay, so that is what that particular point means. Okay, so it says that once a string is created, its characters cannot be changed. See, so we just saw it. Okay, so the reason behind this is strings are stored as fixed sequence of Unicode characters. So in Python, every character in a string is stored as a Unicode character. Okay, so what is a Unicode character? Unicode is a universal standard that assigns a unique code to every symbol, letter or digit. Okay, for example, A has a value in a Hindi letter world, let's see, letter A in English has value U plus 0041 and a letter in Hindi language has a value U plus 905. So these are both Unicodes which are assigned for these two letters. And in Python, we have multiple Unicodes for multiple languages. Every symbol, every letter, every digit of that language. Okay. If Python allowed item assignment, it would have to modify the existing memory block, which breaks immutability. That is why we cannot do item assignment, because then it would break immutability. And Python creates a new string object whenever we make a change. So it points to the new object. So next is traversing a string. Traversing a string means visiting each character one by one. So for example, like we have for ch in Python, print ch. So the output is python. So the next topic is string operators in Python. So Python provides several operators that can be used with strings. So first is concatenation operator. So what is concatenation operation? So it joins two strings into one. Okay, and a new string is created. Okay, because strings are immutable, so when we join two strings, a separate third string is created. For example, here S1 is hello and S2 is Python. And if we want our output to be hello space Python, so we'll join it like this. We'll say S1 plus space plus S2. Okay, so just by using this plus operator, which is the concatenation operator, we can join two or more strings. All right. So that is concatenation. Next is repetition operator. So what is repetition operation? It repeats strings multiple times. So here we have S1 is equals to high, and we want the output to be high, high, high. So what we'll do, S1, this operator, which is multiplication operator, into 3. So when we do S1 into 3, we get the output that S1 is repeated 3 times. That is repetition operation. Okay, next is membership operator. It is used to check whether a substring is present inside a string. So substring, what is a substring? Substring is a part of that string. So let's say, for example, we have Python programming. So here we can say Python is a substring of this whole string, which is Python programming. Or we can say this prog is a substring of this whole string Python program. Okay, so when we say Python in S1, Python in it gives an output true. Why? Because yes, this substring Python is present in Python programming. And when we say Java not in S1, it gives the output again true, because Java is not the substring of Python programming. Okay, so this is clear. Next is comparison operator. Strings are compared lexicographically, like in dictionary order, based on Unicode values. So we saw what are Unicode values, and based on those Unicode values, we can make comparison. So here we have seen the example like apple is equal to apple. Yes, it's true. Okay, because when we say apple not equal to banana, that is again it's true. And then we have this. So these equal to, not equal to, these are all we are making comparisons. Then apple is less than banana. So banana is, if we calculate the Unicode value, so the Unicode value of banana is greater than apple. So we have, this comes out to be true. Okay, so this is how comparison is done in strings. So next topic is string slices. So in strings, indexing and slicing both are possible. Indexing is accessing a particular single character by its position, and slicing is extracting a portion, substring, from a string. So here we have this example like S is equals to Python. Okay, so here S0. So here at 0th position, we have this letter P. So we get the output P here, right? So this is indexing. Okay, because in strings, every character is indexed from 0 to, like, if we go from left to right, so it starts at 0. If we go from right to left, it starts at minus. So S minus 1 is N, right? Because this is the last letter. So here N is at position -1, O is at position -2, H is at position -3. Okay, so on. Now when we say S 0 to 4, so first position is, and if we go like this, P is at 0th position, Y is at first position, and T is at second position, and so on. So 0 to 4 is 0, 1, 2, 3. So P, Y, T, H will be printed. If we say S, and the first, it starts from 0. So when we say S goes up to third position, when we say 0 to 3. So it starts at 0, and like it says from start to index 2. Why? Because this last is not inclusive. It will go from 0, 1, 2. So it prints P, Y, T. Here it says S start from 2 and go till end, right? So it gives us T, H, O, N. Because at second index we have T. So it will say from second index to the last index. Okay. So I'll just show you on PyCharm so that we get the better understanding. Okay, so first we'll see concatenation operation. Concatenation. Okay. So here if S1 is hello and S2 is Python, and if I want to print S1 space S2. So if I print S1 space S2, I'll right click and run it, and we get the output hello space Python. So this is concatenation, and for concatenation we use this operator plus. So next we'll see repetition. So if I have S1 equals to high and I want to print this 3 times. So I'll say S1 into 3. Right, I'll just comment this out. We'll right click and we'll see the output. So it says hi, hi, hi. Okay, so it has printed it 3 times. Next is membership. Here, if I have a text, let's say my text is Python programming, and I want to check whether Python in text. If I right click on it and check it, so it gives me true, that Python, because Python is a substring of this string. Let me just check if Java in text. So here it gives me false. Okay, because Java is not part of that. Java is not a substring. Okay, right. Next is comparison operator. Okay, so if I print apple equals to apple, let me just comment this thing out and we'll check it running it. So it gives me true, that apple is equal to apple. So this comparison is true. Let me just say apple not equals to guava. We'll just, so it says true because apple is not equal to guava. And if I compare apple, then we'll just check what it prints. So it gives true, that banana is greater than apple. Okay, and the comparison that we already read, that comparison is done lexicographically with the help of Unicodes. Alright, next we'll see string slicing. Okay, so I'll just comment this out again. Okay, so if S is Python and I want to check S0, which is the element at the 0th index, so it gives me P. If I print S minus 2, that is element at the second last position, so it gives me O, because O is at the second last position, right? Let us just see slicing also. So if I say S from 0 to 5, it gives P by THO, because P is at 0th position, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if I say print S from start till 2, it gives you P and Y, because it will print elements from start, like from 0, 0, 0th element, first element. So it will print these two elements, 0th element, because it says till 2 and 2 is not inclusive. Okay, if I say print S from third element to last element, so it gives me HON, right? Because like this is the second, 0, first, second, third, HON. Okay, so this is string slicing. So next is common string functions. So we have all these functions like length. Using len, we can calculate the length of the string. Then we have s.lower, which, so it will convert all the characters of the string into lowercase characters. Then we have s.upper. So it will convert all the characters into uppercase characters. Then we have s.title. It gives the first letter capital. Okay. S.strip. So it removes all the spaces. It strips away all the spaces. Similarly, we have s.find sub, which returns the index of substring. Okay. And then s.replace old with new, so that we are replacing the substrings with the help of replace function. Then we have s.split. It breaks strings into list by splitting it. Okay. Then we have s.join. So it joins lists into strings. Okay. So I'll just show you all these functions on PyCharm. We'll make a separate file, let's call it string functions. Okay. So let's say I have a string which is hello Python programming. So first we'll convert it to uppercase. So we'll write print s dot upper. Then we'll see if we convert it to lowercase s dot lower. I'll just run it and show you both of these. See, so this was our original string. When we say s dot upper, it has converted all the letters into uppercase letters. And when we have written s dot lower, it has converted all the letters into lowercase letters. Okay. Next, if I want to print s dot title, if I want to capitalize first letter only, s dot capitalize. So I'll just right click to show you guys here. So when I say s dot title, it gives me hello Python programming. So it has convert every first letter is in capital, and here when we say s dot capitalize, only the first letter of the entire string, like this, is in capital, and here every letter of every word, okay, is in capital. So this is the difference. I'll just comment this out and let us see more functions. Let us say s dot print s dot strip strip. We'll say print s dot strip, print s dot l strip, and we'll print s dot r. Okay, so we'll see the output of these functions. So what strip does is it removes leading and trailing spaces. So here, let me just say this was our initial string, okay? And if I do s dot strip, then here, what it has done, it has removed all the leading, it removes all the leading and trailing spaces. Since we had only leading spaces were present in our string, so it has removed them. Again, L strip removes the leading spaces, so it has removed them. Here, it has removed them. Here, R string removes the trailing spaces. So it has not removed these spaces. If there were spaces here, it would have removed them. Okay. I hope this thing is again clear. Try to practice it side by side and it will become clear. Next we'll see searching and counting. Let's say if I have another string, Python is powerful and Python is easy. Okay. So we'll see, first we'll see s2 dot count. s2 dot count Python. So it will count the occurrences of Python, like how many times Python is occurring in that particular string. So it gives me output 2, because here we have 2 times, like Python is powerful and Python is. So here Python first time is coming, here Python second time is coming. So the output is 2. Okay. Next is s2 dot find powerful. I'll just right click. So it gives me the first index. So here it starts at 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So powerful starts at 10th index. So it has given me the output 10 here. Next we have s2 dot r find. So it says 23 because it gives the last index. So here is the second Python starts at 23rd index. So it has given me the last index. Okay. So we have like this function is alpha, which tell us whether it has alphabets or not. Okay. So example, if I say hello dot is alpha. Okay. I'll just say print and it gives me output true. Okay, if I write 1 here, then it gives me the output false because it has 1 letter also. Okay, so it should have all the alphabets for it to print true. Let us just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dot is digit. We'll just print it. It says true, right? Because these are all digits. If I write V here, then it gives me output false because V is not a digit. Okay, then we have, let's say, is alphanumeric. Okay, and it says true because here it has alphabets and numeric letters both, so this is alphanumeric. Okay, then we have functions like replace. So next, let's see, if I have a string which says Python is my favorite. Okay, so if I print s3 dot replace and I say replace Python with Java, we'll just see the output. So it says Java is my favorite because it has replaced Python with Java. Okay, if I say s3 dot split, so we get the output Python is my favorite. So it has converted this string into list. Okay, and if we want to join, like convert a list into string, then we do it with the help of join keyword. Here. So it has joined it and this is the final output.
So the next topic is lists in Python. So a list is a collection of items in Python. So we can have a list of multiple data types. For example, we can have a list of numbers or a list of strings or floating point numbers. Even we can have a list of lists. For example, if we have a list of, let's say, marks, and we have top 5 marks of 5 students. Okay, so this is an example of list of numbers. Okay, and we have a list of marks of top 5 students here. So next point is they are ordered. Items have a defined index starting from 0. So here, like, this is the first index, this is at 0 index, this is at first index, this is at second index, this is third index, this is at fourth index. Okay, so lists are ordered and index starts from 0. They are also mutable in nature, so we can change, add or remove items in a list. Okay, lists allow duplicate elements, meaning the same value can appear multiple times. So we can have a list where multiple elements are repeating, so the duplicate elements can be there in a list. There are one of the most commonly used sequence data in Python for storing and managing data. Okay, so lists are basically used for storing and managing data. Next is creating list. So lists are defined by these square brackets. For example, if we have a list of fruits and there are 3 elements, is mango, apple and grapes. So this is a list of fruits. We can have an empty list. There are 2 ways to create an empty list. One is using square brackets in this form, and second is using list method here, list function. Okay, creating list from existing sequence. So here we have list of Python. We want to create list of this string Python. So it would create list this way, Python. Next, creating list from keyboard input. We can also ask user to input values from the keyboard in order to create that list. For example, we want to enter 3 numbers. Let's say we have user enters 10, 20, 30. So it will create a list like this. Okay, so next is lists versus string in Python. So first we'll look at the similarity between lists and string. So we have already seen string and we'll see what are the similarities between list and string. So list also has length function like strings. For example, if we have list L1 and it has 3 elements like 10, 20, 30. So using length function, let's say we say length of L1. So it will give us an output 3. So using this len function, we can calculate the length of list, and since this list has 3 elements, so it gives us 3. Now list can be indexed and sliced. So we have seen that this first element is at 0th index, This is at first index, this is second index. This is how list is indexed, and we can also slice them if we want to extract first two elements. So we can just say L1 0 to 2. So it will give us, it will start from 0 and it will go until first element. So it gives us these two elements. So this is how slicing is done. Okay, so we have membership operators like in and not in. We can say if 10 in L1, so it will give us true. If 50 in L1, so it will give us false. Then we have concatenation and replication operators like plus and equal to, and elements and characters can be accessed by index. So next is we'll see the difference between lists and strings. So the first difference is storage. Strings store a sequence of characters while lists store a sequence of elements. So for example, we have elements like numbers, strings, objects, or lists. So lists store sequence of elements. Okay. Now lists are stored in memory almost like strings, but instead of keeping the actual values at each position, they keep references to the objects. Okay, I'll show you what this means. Let's say we have a list L1. And inside this list we have another list, let's say 10, 20, 30. Then we have this element 50. Okay, so this is our list. Let's say this element is stored at position XX. This is stored at position, and this 70 is stored at position. Okay, so what this means is that when we store this list, it stores the values, like it will store this address. Next, it will store the address of second element, which is 320. Next, okay, so here this address points out to this particular element, this address points out to this particular element, and this address points out to this particular element. Okay, so here we see that list store references to the objects. Okay, so these are the references to the actual elements. So this is because list elements can be of different sizes, and unlike single characters in a string, so that is why we do it. Next is mutability. So we had seen that strings were immutable in nature, but lists are mutable in nature. Okay, so we can add, remove, and update elements in a list. So for example, if we have a list L1 10, 20, 30, and if we change the 0th element to 100, so the list becomes 100, 20, 30. Okay, lists are mutable in nature. Next is list operations. The first is traversing a list. Traversing a list means going through each element of the list one by one. So if we have a list apple, banana, cherry, so for item in fruits, print item. So it will traverse through this list. First our item would be, for item in fruit, first our item would be apple, so it will print apple. Next our item would be banana, so it will print banana. And next then our item would be cherry, so it will print cherry. Okay, so we'll traverse through each element and then we'll print items here. Okay, the next is joining list. Joining list means combining two or more lists into a single list using this plus operator. So for example, if L1 list 1 is this and L2 list this, so when we join this, our output list is 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. So we have joined these two lists, and we have done this using this concatenation operator, that is plus. So next is slicing lists. So slicing means extracting subpart from the main list using list, start, end, step. Okay, so here we have this list 1, 7, 3, 9, 15, 10. We want L1 1 to 4. So this is the 0th position, this is the first position, this is the second position. Okay, so here we say from 1 to 4. So it will start from here because this is the first element. So it says start from first element, go up to 4, like first, second, third. And since 4 is like fourth index is not inclusive, so we will extract these 3, 7, 3, 9. Okay, here it says start from 0 and go up to 3. So this is the 0th element, so it will go 0, 1, 2, because third index is not inclusive, so we will say 1, 7, 3 are extracted. Here it says start from 0 because nothing is mentioned, so we start from 0. Again here end is not mentioned, we start like we take it to we say this is the end position, and here step is 2. So here we will start from 0, we will take the first element at the 0th position, then we'll step 2 points, like 1 2, and then we'll take this 3, then again we'll step 2 points, 1 2, then we'll take this 15. Okay, this is how slicing is done. Next is repeating or replicating lists. So repeat the list element multiple times using this multiplication operator. So we have this nums 1 5 here. So if we say nums into 3, so here it is repeated 3 times, 1 5 1 5 1 5. Okay, so next topic is list manipulation in Python. First we'll see appending elements. Appending elements means adding a new element at the end of the list using append method. Okay, so we have this list math and English. This is the list, subject, maths and English are there, and we want to append computer science. So we'll just say subject dot append computer science. So our list will become math, English, computer science. So now we have 3 elements in our list. So this is how we append elements to the list. Next is updating element. Updating element means replacing an element at a specific position using indexing. So we have this list fruits, apple, guava, cherry. Now at second position we want to change it to mango. So this is at 0 index, this is at first index, this is at second index. So here we say that at 0th index, second index, change it to mango. So this becomes our new list, apple, guava, mango. Next is deleting elements. So we can there are 3 ways to delete it. Remove value. So we'll specify the value, whatever value we want to remove, and we'll say remove value, or we'll mention the index, at what index that particular element is present which we want to remove, and we'll say pop that index, so it will delete by position. And then third is using del method, so deletes index or whole list. Okay, so I'll just show you the example on PyCharm. Okay, so we'll create a new file, list manipulation. Okay, so we'll see the real world example of shopping cart, and here we'll see all the list manipulation operations that we have studied. Okay, so let's say we have a cart, and inside this cart we have 2 elements, milk and bread. So we'll just print the elements of the cart, initial cart. Okay, so let me just right click here and show you. Okay, so it says initial cart, milk and bread. Okay, so now we'll do append operation. We'll append an element to a cart, cart dot append, and it says, let's say we want to append eggs. Okay, so print after appending cart. I'll right click, and the result is after appending our cart has milk, bread, eggs. Okay, next we'll see update. If we change the first element of the cart and we say brown bread, we'll print after updating, and if we print it, it says milk, brown bread, eggs. Okay, now let's say we want to delete elements from a cart. So we say cart dot remove milk after deleting. So if I right click and see, it says after deleting, it has only 2 elements, brown bread and eggs, so milk is removed from the cart. Okay, so here we'll say, if we see this pop operation, so we say cart dot pop, print after popping last item. So what pop does is it removes the last element. So here now we have only one item, that is brown bread, because it has removed the last element from the cart. Okay, so now we'll again add items. We'll say cart dot extend, and we are adding butter, cheese and jam. Print after adding. So after adding, we have, like, we already had brown bread in our cart, and we have added these items. Okay, next if we say using del operation, we'll show the del operation. say del cart 1. So here what del does is it deletes the item at first index. So here it has removed butter because this was at 0th index, butter was at first index, so it has removed butter, and this is the final cart. Okay, if I say clear, so if I say cart dot clear, so now it has deleted our cart. Okay, I hope this example is clear. Okay, so the next topic is making true copy of a list. So in Python, if we copy a list using equal to operator, it does not make a true copy. Instead, both variables point to the same memory location, so changes in one list will affect the other. So what it means is, let's say we have a list 1 and we create another list 2, which is equals to list 1. Okay, so what happens is, whenever we make any changes to list 2, the same changes are updated to list 1 as well. So it does not create a true copy. So because we want list 2 to be independent of list 1, but what is happening here is list 2 is also referring to the same memory location. So I'll just show you on PyCharm. Okay, let's say we have a list 1 which has elements 1, 2 and 3. Then I say I make a list 2 which is equal to list 1. If I update 0th element of list 2 and I make it 99, and we'll print list 1 list 2. Okay, I'll right click here and run it. So it gives me list 1 is 99, 2 and 3 and list 2 is 99, 2 and 3. So here what we wanted was, we wanted list 2, for 0th element of list 2 to be updated to 99, but we wanted our list 1 to remain same. But since list 2 is equals to list 1 and both lists are pointing to same memory location, so when we update list 2, our list 1 is also updated. That is why we say that list 2 is not a true copy of list 1. Okay, moving back to our slides. So the second point is that the correct way to create a copy is using either copy method or slicing or using list constructor. Okay, I'll show you all 3 examples on PyCharm. Okay, so first we'll see using copy method. Okay, so I have a list 1 which is 1, 2, 3. Then I say list 2 equals to list 1 dot copy. Now if I update the 0th element of list 2 and I make it 99, then I print list 1 list 2. Okay, I'll right click and run it. So here our list 1 is 1, 2, 3 and our list 2 is 99, 2 and 3. So here when I updated 0th element of list 2, so the 0th element of list 2 gets updated and our list 2 is changed and it becomes 99, 2 and 3, but our list 1 remains the same. Why? Because list using copy we are able to create a true copy. So when we create another list, our original list remains the same. Okay, now we'll see how it's done using slicing. So if I have list 1, 1, 3, 7 and list 2 equals to list 1, now if I update the 0th element of list 2 and make it 88. I'll print list 1, print list 2, so I'll right click it and check. So this is the list 1 137 and this is our list 2 8837 because we are changing the 0th element of list 2. Okay, and since we have done it using this slicing method, so again we are able to create a true copy. Okay, so the third way is using list constructor. So let's say we have a list 1, we'll print list 1, okay, I'll right click here and see. So this is our list 1 1 2 3 and this is our list 2. So we have changed here the second index of list 2, 0 1 2 second index here. So this third element 3 is replaced with 77 here. Okay, and our original list 1 remains the same. Okay, so this is how it's done using list constructor. Moving back, the next topic is list functions. So we have multiple functions here in list. So first is len, len. So it gives us the number of elements. For example, if a list has 3 elements, so if we say len, that particular list name, so it gives us the output 3. Then we have minimum, min and max. So min gives the smallest element, max gives the largest element. Then we have sum of numeric list. If it's a numeric list, we can create the sum of list, so it will give us the it will calculate the sum and give us the output. Then we have sorted, it returns the sorted copy. L.append, it adds element at the end. Insert, it inserts at that particular index, so we'll mention the index also I, and at that particular index it will insert the value. Okay. Remove x, so it will remove the first occurrence of that element. Then pop, it removes from that particular index. Extend, it appends another list. Okay, so I'll just show you on PyCharm. Okay, so let's say we have a list of numbers and here we have 10, 25, 7, 42 and 15. So I'll just print original list. Okay, I'll right click here and show you. So original list is 10, 25, 7, 42, 15. Okay, so first we'll see length function. So if I want to print length of list, okay, len numbers, I'll right click here and gives me length of list is 5 because we have 5 elements. Then we have minimum and maximum values. If I say print minimum value, then I say print maximum value. So here minimum value is 7 and maximum value is 42. Okay, then next is sum, print sum of elements I'll say some numbers. The sum is 99. Okay, if I want sorted list, then I'll say print sorted list, sorted numbers. See, the sorted list becomes this. The original list was this, and sorted list becomes this. Okay, then I say append. I say numbers dot append 99. Print after appending numbers. After appending, see the 99, it is added at the end. Okay, next is insert. If I say numbers dot insert, and we are inserting at the second index, and this is the value we are inserting 55. So print after inserting at second index numbers. So our list becomes, this was the first 0 1 2, so at second index we have added 55. Okay, now next is remove. Numbers dot remove, they remove 25. So if I print after removing, so we have removed this 25, and this, after removing, this is the new list. Next we have pop. Then numbers dot pop, and pop element that is at index 3. It says print after popping numbers. So here after popping, so we have removed it 0 1 2 3, so it has removed 42, which was at index 3. Then we have extend more nums 100 200 300. If I say numbers dot extend more nums, print after extending numbers. So here it has extended these numbers at the end. Okay, so if I say I want to create a copy, the copy list is equals to numbers dot copy. It creates a true copy. So print copied list, and I say copy list. Now if I say numbers dot append 500, so print original after appending 500. Original was numbers, and print copied list. Copied list is copy list. If I run it, it says original list after appending is, it has appended 500, and copied list is this, the 500 is not present here. Okay, so these are the functions. So the next topic is tuples in Python. So a tuple is an ordered collection of items in Python. Okay, so these are ordered collection. It is similar to a list but immutable. It is immutable, so it cannot be changed after creation. So once a tuple is created, we cannot change the values. Okay, so tuples are immutable in nature. We can store mixed data types such as integers, string, floats. For example, if we, let's say if we have a tuple p1, so it can have values like, for example, if first value is addition, second value is subtraction, then we can have values like 1, 3, Okay, so they are mixed values. These are strings, these are numbers. So tuple can have mixed data types. Okay. Tuples are useful when we want to store fixed data that should not change. For example, storing days of a week. So if we have days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so these days are fixed and we cannot change them, right? These are 7 fixed days. So tuples are used when we want to store fixed kind of data. Okay. Next is creating tuples. Tuples are defined by parentheses. Like we saw here, we can see like this T1 has 3 elements: mango, apple and grapes. Okay, and these are enclosed within inside parentheses. Then we can have like how to create empty tuple. So this is the way we can create empty tuple, T1 tuple and parentheses, and nothing is there inside these parentheses. Creating single element tuple. So here, if we say T1 equals to inside the parentheses we write 5. So this is not the correct way to form a tuple, okay, because this creates an integer. So the correct way is this. We will say 5 comma inside these parentheses. Okay, so this is the correct way to form to create single element tuple. Then is creating tuple from existing sequence. For example, if you say tuple Python, so this creates a tuple from this string. Then last is creating list from keyboard input. So we can input values, the user can input values from keyboard in this form. So next is similarities between lists and tuple. So first is length. Okay, so like in list, in tuple also we can calculate the length of a tuple using this len function in this form. So because in this tuple there are 3 elements, so it gives us 3. Okay. Then there is indexing. We can do indexing in tuples in this form. So here we've said that we want the first index. So this is the 0th, this is the element at the 0th index, this is the element at the first index. So here it gives us 20. Next is slicing. So in case of tuples also, we can do slicing like this. Here it says extract elements from 0 to 2. So here this is the element at 0th index, this is the element at first index, this is the element as second index. Okay, so here we get the element 10 and 20. Why? Because this last second, like this, is not inclusive, so it will extract these two. Okay, from 0 to 0 and 1. Okay, if it was written extract 0 to 1, it would have extracted only 10. Okay, then we have membership operator. So here we say 20 in 10, 20, 30. So here 20 is present, so we get true. Okay. Next is concatenation. For concatenation, we say 1 plus 1, 2, this is the first tuple, 3, 4, this is second tuple, and then we join it using plus operator. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Then is repetition. For repetition, we say like 1, 2 into 2 times. So repeat this into 2 times. So we get 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Then is accessing elements. Here we say 10, 20, 30 is a tuple and we want to get the element at the 0th index. So it gives us 10. Next is differences between lists and tuple. So first difference is mutability. So we have already read that lists are mutable in nature. So we can change the elements, we can reorder the element. But for tuples are immutable in nature. So they cannot be changed. They stay fixed. Okay. Syntax for tuples, we use these braces. Performance, lists are slower because they are mutable. On the other hand, tuples are faster because they are immutable. Then methods available. Many methods like append, remove, sort, these are present in list. And in case of tuples, there are count and index. These are 2 methods that are present for tuples. Use case, used when data needs modification, used when data should stay fixed. Okay, so tuples are majorly used when the data should stay fixed because tuples are immutable in nature. Next is tuple operations. So these are the operations we can perform on tuple. So first is traversing a tuple. We can loop through a tuple using a for loop. Like if we have a tuple 10, 20, 30, 40. So we say for item in tuple 1, print item. So this gives us the output this 10, 20, 30, 40. Because it traverses through every element inside a tuple and it prints that. Okay. Next is joining tuples. So joining means combining tuples using the plus operator. So if we have a tuple 1, 2, 3, then we have tuple 2, 4 and 5. If we say T1 plus T2, we get the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because it joins them. Next is repeating and replicating tuples. Tuples can be repeated using this operator. So if we say T1 is A and B and T1 into 3 times, so we get AB, AB, AB. Okay, it is repeated 3 times. The next is slicing tuples. Tuple supports slicing like lists and strings. Okay, so if we have T1 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and we say T1 1 to 4. So this is here we have done slicing. We will get the element at the first index till the third index. So this was the element at the 0th index. This was the element at the first index, second index, third index and fourth index. So here we get the element from the first index, second index and third index. Okay, so it gets all these 3 elements. Then we have T1 minus 2 till end. So this is the element at minus 1 position. This is the element at minus 2 position. Okay, so it says get the element from starting from minus 2. So we will get 40 and 50. Okay, next we have unpacking tuples. Tuple elements can be assigned directly to variables. So if we have T1 tuple this and we say A, B, C equals to T1. So A, this becomes A, this becomes C, this becomes C when we assign A, B, C equals to T1. So when we print A, we get 100, when we print B, we get 200, when we print C, we get 300. Okay. So next is tuple functions. So in tuple we have these functions. First is len. We have already seen len. Len, when we use this in order to calculate the length of the tuple. Okay. Then we have max. Here we have this tuple 5 to 8 and we want to calculate the maximum element. So we use this function max and it gives us 8 because 8 is the maximum value. Here is this is min function. So if we have a tuple 5 to 8 and we want to get the minimum value, so we do use this min function and we get value 2. Then we have sum 5, 10, 15. So we calculate the sum of these values and we get 30. Then we have sorted 3, 1, 2. So it will sort it and give us result 1, 2, 3. Then we have tuple and inside that we have this list 1, 2, 3. So using tuple it converts this list into a tuple. So we get the answer, we get a tuple. Okay. Then we have tuple methods. So unlike list, tuple have only 2 built-in methods since they are immutable. So we have this method count. It returns the number of times x appears in a tuple. Okay. So if we have this tuple 1, 2, 2, 3 and we say dot count 2. So we want the number of times 2 has occurred inside this tuple. So 2 has occurred 2 times. So it gives us 2. Okay. If it was written dot count 3. So since 3 is present only once, so we would have got the answer 1. Okay. Next is index. Returns the first index of element x. Example, if we have 10, 20, 30, 20, dot index 20. So here this is present at 0, this is present at 1. Okay, so it gives us the index of 20 which is 1. Okay. So let us see tuple functions and methods in PyCharm. Okay, let's say we have a tuple 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so if we print this tuple, right click and print this tuple, it gives me this tuple. Okay, let us first see the length of the tuple. We check the length of the tuple, it gives me 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 elements, so it has given me 5. Next, we'll see the maximum value. Max of T1. It gives me maximum value 50. Okay, then we'll have the minimum value. And min T1. it gives me 10. Okay, then I'll print the sum of values. It gives me 150. Then if we want to sort this, so here it has sorted it and given us the list, because when we use this sorted, it returns list. Okay, now if you want to convert list to tuple, convert list to tuple. So it gives us a tuple 100, 200, 300. Okay, now if you want to print the count of 20, the count of 20 is 1. Okay, and if I want to get index of 30, it gives the index which is of 30, which is 2, because it is 0, 1, 2. Okay, so it is present at second at index 2. Okay, so next topic is dictionaries in Python. A dictionary is a collection of key value pairs. Okay, so like we have this example here, this is the key and this is the value. Again, this name, this age and this class, these are the keys, and this Amit 17 and 12th, these are the values. So dictionaries is a collection of key value pairs. Okay, keys must be unique and immutable in nature. So all these keys like name, age, they should be unique. We cannot have duplicate keys inside a particular dictionary. Then values can be of any data type. Values like we can use numbers, string, list, even other dictionaries for values. Next is creating dictionary. So this is using curly braces. Here we create dictionaries. Okay, so dictionaries are always enclosed inside these curly braces here. These are the key value pairs. Then another way is to is by using dict constructor. So we can say student dict, that inside that dict we can give the keys and values in this way, and it will create dictionary like this. Then we have empty dictionary. Empty dictionary can be created in this form. Next is accessing elements of a dictionary. So let's say we have this dictionary name Arav 817 class 12th. So the first way to access an element is in this form, student name equals to rf. So next is accessing elements of a dictionary. So we can suppose, let's say we have this dictionary, okay, and in order to access elements, so we use key to access that particular element. We can see that student, inside these brackets we give the key name. So for this particular dictionary, this key has value rf, so it gives me rf. Or else I can use this get method. So here by using this get method, I specify this particular key name age, and for this key we have this value 17, so it gives me 17. So this is how we access the elements using key. Then accessing non-existing key will raise a key error. Okay, so if I say so student, and inside if I use this key marks, Okay, so this will throw me an key error because marks key is not present inside this dictionary. So instead of using this, if we are not sure what all keys are there, so it's better if we use this student.getMarks, because then it only gives us this none. Okay, so get avoids error and allows a default value. Next is, if I say student.keys, so it gives me all the dictionary keys like name, age, class. Okay, this name, age, class. If I say student.values, so my dictionary has values like Arav 1712, so it gives me all these values. If I say dictionary.items, so it gives me all the items of the dictionary. Here first is name and Arav, then age 17, then class 12. Okay, so if in order to extract only keys, I use dot keys, only values dot values, and all the items then dot items. Okay, so the next is characteristics of a dictionary. So dictionary is an unordered set of key value pairs. So these are unordered. So we cannot say this is at 0th index, this is at first index. So in dictionaries are not ordered. Dictionaries are mutable, values can be changed. In dictionary, keys are unique, no duplicates allowed. So we have already read that keys should be unique and they should be of immutable data type, while values can be of mutable data types. And then nesting is allowed. Dictionary, we can have a dictionary inside a dictionary. Next is dictionary operations. The first is traversing a dictionary, looping through key values and or both. Example, if we have this dictionary, name Arav, age 17, class 12th. Okay, this is our dictionary student. So when we traverse keys, so if we say for key in student, print student key. So here for key in student, it traverses through the key, it gives key, and what do we print? We print key, student key. So these are the keys, name, age, class are the keys. So it gives us first, the output would be key, and it will give me name. Then again it will print key, and then it will give me age. Then again it will print key, and then it will give me class. Okay, why? Because we are traversing in such a way that we are traversing through this dictionary, and while traversing we are extracting student key, and these are the keys, name, age, class. If instead of student key it was written student values, for value in student, print value to student, so it would have given me value student, and we are extracting student value. So first value is Arav, then value, second value is 17, then third value is 12th. So here, like we can see here we have written for key value in student dot items, print value. So here while traversing through student dot items, it is extracting both key and value. Okay, you can try this on PyCharm. Just write this dictionary and then run this particular code and see for yourself what output you get. Okay, this is your task. Next is adding elements to a dictionary. So simply assign a new key to a value. So here, for example, we have student marks is equals to 95. So earlier our dictionary had name, age and class. Now we see we have added marks 95. Okay, so this is how we add element. Just we say student, we mention the key name, and here we assign the value. Next is updating existing elements. Reassign a value to an existing key. So for example, here earlier we had age is equals to 17. Let's say I want to change this age to 18. So here I'll say student age is equals to 18. Okay, and then when I print my dictionary, I get age is equals to 18. Okay, so my age has changed, and this is how we update the existing elements. Next is deleting elements from a dictionary. So there are three ways to delete elements from a dictionary. So first is using del keyword. So del student marks. So here this particular marks key will be deleted. Next is using pop method. So it, like we say student pop class, so it removes that particular key class. So here we can say print remove removed, so it will give me what class, what value it has removed. It returns the value. So the class we had, if it was like class 12, so it will say removed 12. Then pop item removes last inserted pair, like student pop item, so it says last removed last. Next is checking for existence of a dictionary. We can check for existence of a dictionary using membership operator in and not in. So here we say if name in student, so we say print name exist. So since name key was present in student, we are printing name exist. If marks not in students, we say marks not found. So here marks key, if we'll check whether it is present or not present. If it is not present, we'll say marks not found. Okay, so we'll look at the example of dictionary operations on PyCharm. So let us take a dictionary called book. So inside this dictionary, we have keys like title. Title is, let's say, Python book. Author, let us say author is A.S. Then copies, let's say we have 5 copies of this book, and available is true. Okay, so let me just print this dictionary. I'll right click and run it, and this is my dictionary book. Okay, so first we'll be traversing through this. So first we'll be traversing through the keys. Okay, so let me just first print book dot keys. I'll right click and run it, and this give me all the keys. So the keys of this dictionary are title, author, copies, and available. Okay, so now I will traverse through these keys. Okay, I'll show you how. So for key in book dot keys, print key. So I'll right click and see. So here it has printed all the keys. Okay, so here for key in book dot keys, it traverses through all these keys, title, author, copies, and available, and it prints them one by one. Okay, next is traversing values. Okay, let me just print first book dot values. So I'll right click here and run it. So it gives me values, dictionary values, and these values are Python book, AS, 5 and true. So these are the values. Okay, here these are the values, Python book, AS, 5 and true. Now I'll be traversing through them. For value in book dot values, print value. So it will traverse through these and print them one by one. So when I right click and run it, I get this output. So this is my output. Okay, next is traversing items. So first we'll be printing book dot items. So when I right click here and run it, it gives me these. Okay, so here this is the first item. So when I say book dot items, it gives me title and its corresponding value. Okay, so it gives me the key and its corresponding value in this way. So okay, so when I traverse through this, for key value in book dot items, print key value. Okay, so I'll just right click here and it gives me this output. So here I have key colon its corresponding value. So next is adding a new element. Okay, so let's say if I want to add a new key called publisher, and here I say ABC publications. So I have added this new key publisher and its corresponding value is ABC publications. So if now I try to print this, so we'll just print this dictionary after adding this new key publisher, and our dictionary is this. Okay, so here it has added this new key publisher and its corresponding value. So this is our updated dictionary. Next is updating an element. So if I want to update number of copies to 7. Okay, so earlier my number of copies were 5, now I want the value to be 7. So here this is how I updated. So now if I print this dictionary, so I'll right click and run. See, so after updating copies, it gives me copies is 7. Earlier copies were 5. Okay, so this is how we update our dictionary. Next is deleting an element. So we do it by using this keyword del. Okay, so if I want to delete this particular key, available, so I just say del book available. So we'll print after deleting available here. So this is our dictionary, and here it has deleted this particular key available. Next is checking existence of a key. So I'll say if title in book, print book title exists in the record, else we'll print book title not found. So I'll right click and it gives me book title exists in the record, because book, that title key is present inside our dictionary book. Okay, so if I say if price not in book, print price not available in the record. So I'll right click here and it says price not available because this price key is not present inside our dictionary book. Okay, so the next topic is dictionary functions. So we have all these functions in a dictionary. So we have this function called len dict. So it returns number of key value pairs. So when we use len and inside this we have our dictionary, so it returns the number of key value pairs. So we have this key value pair, we have this key value pair. So we have total number of key value pairs are 2. So it gives me the output 2. Next is strdict. It returns the dictionary as a string. So here when I say str and inside this I give my dictionary, so it gives me this and it has converted this into a string. Then I have type dict. It returns the type of the object. So when I say type id 101, so because it's a dictionary, so it will return the type of the object, which is dict. Next is dict. It creates a new dictionary. So when I say dict and inside this I give my details like name equals to Arav, age equals to 17. So it creates a dictionary for me. So here this name Arav, age 17 inside this curly braces is a dictionary. So it has created this new dictionary. Next is sorted dict. It returns the sorted list of keys. So when I say sorted and inside this I give my dictionary C3, A1, B2, it returns the list of keys. So here what are my keys? The C, A and B are the keys and it will sort them, okay, in this order. So it returns the keys A, B, C and it's a list of sorted keys. So I'll show this example on PyCharm. So we have this file called dictionary functions. So let's say we have a dictionary called student, okay. So inside this dictionary I have this key name and the value is Arav. Then I have this key age and the value is 17. This key called class, value is 12th. Then I have a key called marks and the value is 92. So this is my student dictionary. So I'll just first print this dictionary. Okay, I'll right click and run it. So it gives me this dictionary. Name Arav, age 17, class 12th, marks 92. Next, first we'll see this len function. So we'll print the length of dictionary. Length of dictionary is len student. So if I right click here, it gives me 4. Why? Because we have 4 key value pairs like 1, 2, 3 and 4. Next is str function. So let's say dictionary as string. So if I say str student, if I right click here and run it, it gives me dictionary as string. So it has converted this dictionary into string. So we can confirm it by printing the type of this str student. So it says class string, okay. So next we have type function. So I'll say print type of object, type student. So here when I right click, it gives me type of object is class dict because student is of class of type dictionary. Next is type. So next is dict function. So when I say new dict equals to, I am creating a dictionary and inside this I have this values id equals to 101 and subject equals to maths. So if I print this new dictionary created using dict, and I say I give new dict. So if I right click here and run it, it says new dictionary created using dict and this is the dictionary. Next I have sorted. So I say print sorted keys of dictionary and here when I say sorted student, so I'll right click here and it gives me C. So it has returned me this list of keys and this is sorted list of keys. So next we have dictionary methods. So these are the dictionary methods that we have. The first is dict.keys. So it returns all keys like we have already seen, and we also saw these examples on PyCharm. So when I print student.keys, it gives me dict.keys name, age, class. Next I have dict.values. So it returns all values, okay. So when I say student.values, it gives me dict values Arav 17, 12th, okay. So these are the values. Next I have dict.items. It returns key value pairs, right. Student.items, it gives me all the key value pairs, name, RF, age 17, class 12. Next I have dict.get key default, returns value of key or default if not found. Okay, so when I say student.get age, so it returns the value corresponding to this key age, and if I say student.get any particular key that is not present in a dictionary, it would return me none. Next I have dict.update new dict. So it updates dictionary with another dictionary. So when I say student.update age 18, so it gives me name, RF, age. Earlier the age was 17. Okay, so now it has updated the age to 18. Next I have dict.pop. So it removes the key and returns its value. So when I say student.pop class, so it returns the key and it removes the key. So that key class would be removed from a dictionary, and when I print this, so it would return me the value class 12th, which is a value corresponding to this class. So next I have dict.pop item. So it removes and returns the last inserted key value pair. So when I say student.pop item, it would remove the last entered last inserted key value pair. So it will remove class 12 from a dictionary. Dict.clear, it remove all items from the dictionary. So when I say student.clear, I get the empty dictionary. Then I say dict.copy, it returns a shallow copy of a dictionary. Then I have dict.set default, so it returns value of key if not found, inserts key with value. So when I say student.set default marks 95, it add marks 95 here. Okay, so now we'll see a comprehensive example of a dictionary so that all the concepts that we have read become clear. So let's say I have a dictionary called report card. So inside this dictionary, I have this key called name and the value is RF. Then I have this key called class and the value is 12th class. Then I have this key called maths. Then the marks are 95. Then I have this key called physics and the marks are 88. And I have this key called chemistry and I have marks 92. So I'll print student report card. So here we'll print key and value by traversing through all the items. So we'll say for key and value end report card dot items print key value. Okay, so if I right click here and run it, so it says student report card and here it has printed this key and its corresponding value. Now if I want to, let's say I want to add a new subject, so I say report card English and I have given the value and the value is 90. So let us update marks of physics subject. So if I say report card physics and the marks are 91. So if I print my report card again, let me say print report card here. So now my physics marks are changed to 91 and it has added another subject English and its corresponding marks is 90 now. So now what we want to do is, now let's say we want to find subject by marks. So I want user to enter any marks and we'll see whether that marks matches marks of any subject from our dictionary. Okay, so here we can see like maths marks are 95. So if that user inputs 95, so we'll say that yes, it's a match and it matches the subject maths. Okay, if user enter 92, so it will match with the subject chemistry. If user enter let's say 99, so 99 marks are not present here in our dictionary, so it will say not a match. Okay, so we'll see how to do that. Find subject by marks. So we'll say search marks. The user will input enter marks to find subject. We'll take the key found and initially we'll assign a value false to it. Okay, so for subject and marks in report card dot items, we'll see if marks equals to search marks, then print subject with search marks is, and we'll print that subject and we'll say this key found equals to true. Okay, now if not found, So if our key found is not present there, but still false, we'll say no subject found with search marks, and then finally we'll display final report card. Okay, so here this code, I'll just explain it once. So here we are saying search marks int input enter marks. So we are asking the user to input marks. Okay, so user will input marks here. Then we have taken this key found equals to false. Okay, so now what we are doing is we are traversing through these report card dot items. We'll traverse to each item and we'll check if marks is equal to search marks that we have entered. If it matches, then we'll say subject with search marks. Marks is that subject, so we'll be printing that subject, and we will change this key found to true. Why? Because here we are using this key to use this condition, like if we say if not found. So if that key found is still false, so we'll say no subject found with this search marks. Alright, so let me just right click and run it. So here it says enter marks to find. Okay, so let me just say 90. So it says subject with 90 marks is English. See, subject with the search marks were 90 because we entered 90. This 90 mark is English. Let me just run it again and I'll enter the marks. Let's say 95. So it says subject with marks 95 is maths. Okay, let me just show once again, and it says enter marks to find subject. So let me just enter, let's say I enter 94. So it says no subject found with 94 marks because we do not have any subject that matches marks 94. Okay, so just try to run it on PyCharm and see the results yourself. Okay, so this concludes part 1 of chapter 2. So in this part we have covered topics like strings, list, tuples and dictionaries. So we know these are the core data structures in Python. List and dictionaries are mutable while strings and tuples are immutable. Each data type has its own functions and methods for efficient data handling, and understanding how to access, modify and iterate through data is essential for problem solving. So in part 2, we'll cover sorting techniques, that is bubble sort and insertion sort. So I hope all these topics covered in this video are clear. Do let me know in the comments how did you like this video. Happy learning. Thank you.